everybody. Oh, I'll use this hand.
Yeah.
We're back. Oh, Jan gave away his sneakiness.
He was trying to sneak out.
It is us. Sorry, all you folks who were hoping Janbel would come back. He's the most requested Klei stream.
The host with the most.
Host, yeah. But we'll try our best. I'm Alex.
I'm Erica.
Oh, our names are on there. I don't know if we have to do that anymore. How are you? How is it going, Erica?
It's pretty good. Now that we got the last update out,
yeah.
I think we're relaxing a little bit more.
Yes.
We were working pretty hard there for a little while.
Although I already feel like, because we've got all our stuff for the next update on the go, I'm like, oh, it's going to get busy again.
We've got maybe 3 days of relaxation time.
Yeah. But that just means we're getting new stuff for you guys.
It's on its way.
Yeah, so today we are doing oil upgrade, concept art behind the scenes sort of thing.
Yeah, I'm going to step by step you guys through the exosuit locker from like the earliest of concept drawings all the way up until the finished final version that's now in the game. So it went through, I think, 10 variations, so you'll kind of get an inside view on how we kind of work here.
So if you've played recently and are good enough to like do all the cool things later in the game and all the oil update content, we've got a bit of that to show you. We've got Erica's stuff and did we get Ragnar's images?
No.
Okay. We'll show you what we can.
Yeah.
And we'll look at some of that and just the process, because I think I've mentioned this before, but like when there's multiple artists on a game, like we kind of take ownership of, like, say a building, for example, and we'll concept it, we'll do the animation, we get feedback, but it's kind of ours the whole way through. So it'll be cool to see the thing you did, it kind of went through a bunch of iterations. So
we usually kind of like pair off with one of the engineers, because they're each in charge of kind of some of these
like the game design aspect of whatever. Can you guys hear us okay? I know I mumble sometimes.
I'm also a mumbler, so we've got like the two mumblers.
So we'll do that probably for, I don't know, the first half or whatever, and then we have an illustration, a live drawing. I will switch spots, and then I'll do a drawing based on a clip from a previous stream. That's all I'll say for now. But it should be fun. Should be fun.
Secret clip. You guys will probably enjoy.
Special clip. Stay tuned after the break.
All right. Should we jump on in?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it. Okay, so I got to switch to concept art. All right.
Zoom in and enhance.
Enhance. All right. So for the exosuit locker, the very, very, very first drawing, which is the one over on the left here.
A curtain with a rock.
As you can see.
Someone deconstructed half a bed.
And put a slightly larger privacy towel on top of it. So as you can see, it's kind of come a long way if you've been playing the new updates. So I think originally, early on, I think Yog kind of said like, just do something quick so we can get it in and we can start testing it.
Which is always a good way to do things.
They always need a little something to kind of get started with, and then from there they can decide like, now we need like a dupe interact with it, or now it's going to need like a plug, or
some buildings kind of work on their own. Some need a dupe working at them. You guys know that, but
So at first we were kind of like, we don't really know. We just need a place for them to kind of change into their exosuits. So I thought, maybe like a little curtain or something. And I'm like, maybe an actual change room, like at a clothing store or something. So I had these curtains that kind of like closed in front, and then like a curtain in the back. And I was going to have the dupe kind of go inside. And like
the silhouette.
I was thinking
that would have been funny too.
It would have been neat to kind of have the silhouette of the dupe like kind of showing through these curtains, but then there were sort of logistical
Yeah,
issues with
yeah.
transparencies.
And drapery animation.
Yeah, I didn't
That's
want to
always
do
fun.
drapery.
At this point, was it just for clothing, or was it for suits already?
It was
by
going to
then?
be for suits, I think.
Okay.
But I think I didn't know about the helmet at that point,
Yeah,
so I figured
okay.
it would just be maybe clothing and
Yeah.
whatnot. So these didn't actually end up in the game at all. These were kind of just concept drawings that I started. And then I moved on to this kind of almost like medical style privacy curtain thing here.
like
So
it.
I started kind of cleaning it up a little bit more towards finished, and I was going to pop that in, and then Yo came over and said, oh, we need to make a few changes. So, oh yeah, we needed the arrows
the
on
directional
top.
arrows.
Yeah, I even started to kind of temp animate the,
Hey, there's a
the
dupe in there.
interacting with it. So the animation isn't quite done, but
Well, it's like, just like a good old squash and stretch.
yeah. So you can kind of see her kind of just rummaging around
Yeah.
back there. So that was going to be her kind of
Yeah.
getting into the
Just
outfit.
like clothes flying.
Yeah, we were going to have a few things getting kind of tossed out, but so I started working on this, and then I thought that the arrows kind of squashing looked a little bit weird as they were opening it
Yeah.
up, and then I thought, oh, do we really want them to close it again? And
That is an animation thing. Like sometimes you get bogged down with how a thing actually works.
yeah.
And then you forget that you can just kind of make it you're drawing it, so you can kind of make it do whatever you can
want.
Yeah.
So it was a little too simple kind of at the beginning. So then we started playing around with the idea of being able to set up multiple kind of change
Oh,
rooms.
yeah.
So this one is kind of playing automatically. So I kind of concepted out 3 of these little change rooms in a row. So this is a very simple mock-up. So you'll see that it looks pretty crummy in the drawings. Dude, just have space panties.
I thought you'll later update you might find
Who
out.
knows? Maybe they're absorbed by their spacesuits.
Do you guys make all your games in Unity? Not all of them, but this one we
Just
make in
this
Unity.
one. Yeah.
And I believe it's Hot
yeah,
Lava.
Hot Lava
Yeah.
I think is modified.
But Griftlands is our own,
Our own thing.
thingamajigs.
Yeah.
It's our own machine.
So, we also needed like a different type of arrow system on this one as well. So we
Okay.
wanted to kind of represent that this was for like suits in particular.
Yeah.
So I started like maybe there'll be a little guy suit up here and the arrow either way. It looked a little less cluttered than the kind of like other style of arrows. So from there, we decided, okay, it needs to only be 1 tile wide.
So that you can like stick them together.
Yeah, so you could kind of like,
And it's like assignable,
yeah. So I kind of squashed it down a little sideways, made it a little bit taller. I was still sticking with the kind of like curtain idea. It's still very rough, so it was just get the basic animation in there so that he could test out like the different states, like dupe going in, curtain closing, something happening, dupe exiting.
I like that. Like your 10 part is 1 level up from mine. Like I will just draw 1 drawing, big drawing, and then squish that. But you've got like at least you
Moving
like
parts.
add moving parts. That's good.
Yeah. It takes me a little bit longer, but I
it's-
always want to know how I'm going to be animating
Yeah.
it and how the different pieces are going to be kind of working with
And this
each
is
other.
clearer than like the whole thing just going.
Just like,
"Rrr, rrr."
ooh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think because I knew that we had a lot of stuff to do in the last update, and I knew that there was like a dupe animation to go with this one, and then there was the creature trap and the oil geyser cap, and all of those needed interact animations as well. So I was like, I'll make it as clear as I can at the beginning.
Yeah.
So from there, I started.
Color.
Yeah. So then I designed a separate arrow building for this one because we wanted to be able to put the arrow building on the end and then spam a whole bunch of kind of changing rooms. So I had slightly more movable pieces in the curtain artwork there. You
Whoa!
can see
Yeah,
a little,
there's some overlap.
a little bit of
secondary, I guess.
put a little courtesy stool in there in case they needed to sit down and like.
There's some hatching on the bottom.
Yeah. So it was starting to get a little bit more cleaned up at this point. And then
You were like, this is the one. This is the
I
one.
was like,
we'll go.
we're gonna go with this one. This one, well, I can start cleaning this up now. And then I think Yog was saying like, oh, we need a meter now because we need to make sure that it's got like oxygen going into the suits. And also the building had to be powered at that point, so we needed something to show how much electricity was in there.
Yeah.
So I kind of threw this in temporarily. I'm like, we'll put a meter and pop it up there for now, because that's like, even with the curtain closed, you'd still be able to see it.
Yeah.
And then, so I did that, and then he's like, oh, we need to visually show that there's a suit in the locker that's available for them to use, and then once they've got it on, to show that there is like a suit assigned to that locker, but it's currently in use. So I thought, oh, let's have a little hanger in there, like you're actually at the clothing store trying on stuff. So I had this awkward little suit kind of draped over the hanger, and then this one where it's like, oh, suit's gone.
Suit.
So then from there.
Sorry, before you continue, I'm just going to answer one of these. Morbid Dinosaur, do you guys use Wacom's when you do your concept art? Yes. We have Cintiqs.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do all the concept art in there. How much input do you guys get in the direction of a concept? So we each, like, when we split up like the tasks that we do for an update, so like buildings or animations, whatever it is, like this, for example, it's basically, this is all Erica.
Yeah.
But at every step of the way, like Yog is like, oh, I need this. Like it's Yog will give like technical
technical requirements basically.
And so we work around that, and then like between Erica, Ragnar, and I, we each give each other feedback if like we're pretty honest with each other if like if one of us doesn't like something, which doesn't really happen. Like it's like, oh, maybe you could add this or do this, or we'll do like different versions of like as just sketches of what they could look like. But then we kind of all just go, yay, we like that one.
That's kind of my favorite part of the job, is coming up with weird ideas to draw. Like if one of the engineers comes to us and says, we need a building where they can put on the suit, and it needs to have a meter, and it needs to take oxygen in, and have like an electrical plug somewhere.
Yeah.
And then we can be like, okay, they need to change into a suit. How about a changing room? And then, oh, how about a stool? Or how about a hanger in there? So we kind of come up with a lot of the visuals. Obviously, we run it by them to make sure it's not too out there. But more often than not, they're just like, go for it.
That's good. One thing I've, like kind of what you're saying, where it's like, oh, it outputs CO2, so we'll just add a exhaust pipe to it. And that worked better like when we were doing all the lower tier stuff, because it does look all like cobbled together. Now that we're doing like with the oil, we've got this plastic stuff, and with a lot of the plastic designs, I've been trying to make it so that it just looks more ergonomic, or like molded plastic. And with those ones, it's harder to just add stuff, like cobble it together.
Slap something on the side.
Yeah.
Like, well, there's a tank.
Yeah, it's still challenging.
There's a plug.
But yeah, it's fun. Yog is so demanding.
No,
he's Yog's. I love Yog.
It all makes sense in the end, though, because like as you can see, like if we had just put that rod with the kind of courtesy curtain thing in there, like I don't think anybody would have been happy seeing that in the game. Like looking back on it now, I had forgotten that I had even drawn that. So when I was going through all my concept art yesterday, I was like, ooh. Like looking what it is now, looking back on those early drawings, I'm like, wow, those were not the right direction.
And also, because we like, I can't think of every scenario that Yo can be like, well, this is good. It's gonna be like, he'll just think of something that I didn't, and I'm like, that's why you're
like the fact that the suits need oxygen and they need to be refilled with oxygen. Like at the beginning, we didn't quite know that it was going to be needed early on, so like there were no oxygen tanks or anything drawn in any of the early concepts. But then as that comes later, it's like, okay, now I'll find room in here somewhere to draw one of those. So the problem with these two next to each other, we kind of looked at them and we're like, they don't really look like they belong together, because I had sort of concepted them separately. So at this stage, we were like, okay, we gotta do something a little different. And then at this point, we knew that there was gonna need to be an oxygen tank in there. We still needed a meter. I had kind of upgraded the doors to more of like a sliding kind of system. We actually had the exosuit inside, so you could clearly see what type of suit that you're going to be changing into. So
Stoops are getting good at research.
Yeah.
We've got sliding doors.
And there's different colored lights. So we needed other states in it as well to show that you were calling for a suit to be delivered into the building. So has suit, no suit, requested suit, and then suit in use. So I started playing around with different colored lighting to kind of have a little silhouette of the suit kind of projected into the room. There's a little plug down here to show that it's powered up now.
And that looks like it's 2 tiles wide.
Yeah, so because I had so much of the stuff to kind of cram in there at this point, and that suit right there is the actual size of the exosuit, so it's a little bit wider. The helmet, at least, is a bit wider than 1 tile, so I thought, oh, I'll make it 2 tiles so everything has a comfortable amount of space to go on in there. But then we realized that people were probably going to be making a lot of exosuit lockers. And we're like, if you start spamming like these buildings that are 2 tiles wide, you're going to run out of space. So then, oh, and this was the aero building that I designed with it. And we kind of almost wanted it to look like a bit of a doorway. So this pipe on this side was going to be drawn in front of the dupe. So as they walked past it, they would look like they were passing through it. But now it looks like both of these buildings are in different perspectives.
That happens with other buildings too.
Yeah. So then, and then because I had these TV monitor screens, it then looked like the aero building was going to need power. And the aero building is not powered though. So we were
Revision 34.
Yeah. So at this point, and then I think there was a Friday afternoon conversation about, I think it was either Chris or Jambel suggested that it could be really neat if the buildings looked like they kind of snapped together.
Yeah.
And it might be cool to have little cap pieces on the side, almost like with the ladders, how they have the top and the bottom cap, and then you kind of like spam the rest of the ladder down. So then I was like, okay, let's get rid of all of this.
Scrap it.
Try something new.
Complete redo.
So I started drawing some really crazy stuff.
Yeah. So even at this stage, you're kind of going back to like usually what the first step is, which is like finding reference videos or photos and just doing like 30-second drawings of like, which is like always the most important step.
Yeah. I didn't have.
And that's the thing some people have a problem with, is like afraid to like just junk it and start over. But
you can't be afraid to throw stuff out.
You got to. So we don't get it right the first time ever.
You can't be afraid to just like toss something out if it's not working. So
especially if you have a better idea.
Yeah. So it ended up being a better idea.
Yeah.
So I think Jambel was worried that he had caused me a lot of extra work. He's like, you didn't have to like completely like start over again, did you? And I'm like, actually, yeah. And he's like, oh no. I'm like, no, it's better though. It's cool. So I found these kind of retro turnstiles from like underground stations or like even the SkyTrain or something. So I kind of like this idea of using that for the aero building, because we wanted the aero building to kind of stop you from going through it if you weren't wearing a suit. So to visually represent that, I thought, oh, like a cool turnstile, because you, like, if you don't have your subway token, you're not getting through the turnstile. So I thought, okay, do I want a sideways looking one, or do I want this cool, like, spinning around type of one? So I went with the spinning one. Nice. So I kind of drew that in red there to be like, that's going to be in front.
And the caps.
Yep. So then I have little caps on each side. So I liked this kind of like stripy chrome.
Looking.
Yeah, because I love
60s toaster.
I loved this color as well. So I tried making the building that color initially, but then it just looked a little too green and a little bit too hospital-y. And then because the aero building is also not powered, I was playing around with these like flip calendars where it like flips over the days just with paper or plastic.
Yeah, I liked that idea.
So I kind of came up with one of those and threw that in there as well. And then originally it was going to have numbers to show you how many suits you actually had. But then we knew that you guys would probably test the limits of that. And I didn't want to draw out like 999 versions of numbers. So we ended up just making a little drawing of like an exosuit and then a plus button.
Yeah.
I'm like, that'll be fine. And then
Michi asks, will it actually spin when dupes walk through in the future?
it will.
Nice.
So
It doesn't currently?
I don't think it
But
does.
you animated it, right?
Yeah, so it's fully animated. I think we got it as close as we could for this update.
Yeah.
And then
We
you'll
still
notice,
have to do a bunch of animation debugging.
Yeah, and I think right now the dupes even change into the outfit in front of the Arrow building, but eventually, Yog has been saying to me that the next update, fingers crossed, you will get the full animation of them going into the locker, the doors closing and changing inside there, because that's how I've set it up in my files. So, next update, hopefully, that'll be all fully implemented. So, but then I did also squish it down to 1 tile wide. So I managed to make it all work. I kind of shrunk this guy down a little bit. It's in the background. It's a little further away.
Perspective.
Yeah. So this,
Nice.
I think, is the final.
That's the final thing.
Or it's the second to almost final. So we had the oxygen down here and the meter down there. But as you can see, they kind of take the suit down, put it on.
Yeah.
There it was charging. It still has all the same states. And then people started testing it. So we had it in and implemented, and then the 2-week testing period, people were saying like, oh, it's a little confusing that I can't use the suit sometimes if it's not full of oxygen or fully charged up. So Yo came again and said, we need a way to show. He said, we need a way to show that you can't take it out unless it's like fully topped up. So then I think you even said like, oh, maybe like a seatbelt or something. And then I remember Jambo sliding over like, did somebody say seatbelt? So then I thought, an actual seatbelt. I could draw like an actual seatbelt in there. So that's what we did, and it has a little LED style kind of like charging unit onto it. So that was the next one. So this might be the one. Yeah, so we changed the oxygen tank to have a meter on it.
Nice.
So it clearly shows that is getting charged up, that's filling up. And then the seatbelt, charging, no power, no oxygen, very clear what you're missing, what's lacking.
Excellent.
So this is the
that's
final.
Awesome. There you have it.
Yeah, so that was the last one. And then
And there's the turnstile.
the finished turnstile building, so.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I have the little flip cards, the turnstile spins
there you
around.
go. See, it does spin.
Yeah, so
Animation
eventually.
confirmed.
I did work.
Let's see the first one again. Like the metal thing with the curtain on it.
Yeah.
Does it just go?
Oh yeah,
there's the
and here's the
caps,
cap.
yeah.
So before you snap them together, everything is nicely like capped up, and then when you snap it together, those two disappear. Everything's snug. Oh yeah, these were the oil.
Oh.
Yeah, I can quickly flip through these guys.
You don't have to go back to the other one,
Yeah.
but it's just funny that did go through crazy
Yeah.
iterations.
From a curtain on a rod to fully.
Which is good. Like
decked
it's I like going back and forth with Yog, and not just Yog, like
Mm-hmm.
Graham and Julian and those guys.
Yeah.
Like the more we go back and forth, like
The
just
better it gets.
Yeah, the clearer
Yeah.
and better it gets. Imagine that.
Yeah,
But
because you don't want to put anything in the game and have people be like, I don't know what this
Yeah,
does. Like,
yeah.
What is this?
yeah,
So-
that just means we haven't communicated with each other properly.
Yeah. Always trying to visually represent what is going to be going on. So this is back to
Back
ugly
to the
concept.
drawing board. So this was for the
the
oil geyser
cap.
cap.
Yeah. So it needed to rest on top of an oil geyser. So we needed to concept out the oil geyser to look dried up and kind of crusty in a way. So you had to pump water into it in order to get the oil out. So you had done a little thumbnail sketch on a Post-it note, and I really liked the idea of having one of those actual.
Oh yeah.
Like,
actually, that wasn't even me. That was Graham did that. Yeah. And that's
okay.
another great so just I don't know, to talk about the differences of working with. That's what I like different. Like programmers will have different approaches, and Graham often will do a little Post-it note sketch because he's done some art and 3D art in the past, and so that's kind of cool to get an actual sketch from a programmer, and you're like, oh, I see what you're going for. But yeah, so he drew that with the oil derrick on top.
I liked it. Even for me, I was like, what represents oil more than the derrick thing?
Yeah.
So I think I kind of moved up to, because I had done the ore scrubber as well for the last update. So I kind of wanted to mimic that whole oil drum barrel thing again. So I thought, I can stick one of those guys on top of there, and then it needed to excrete oil. So I'm like, look, throw a little tap on there. That'll be fine. Nice. That'll be cool. So that was the early sketch. So then I mocked up these kind of temp art ones to pop in and start testing, and then at some point Graham came and said, we need a way to release the pressure in it at some point, and it's going to need to be manually done by one of the dupes. So I'm like, I'll throw this little steam whistle on top.
Nice.
And then this little cord so they can come by and kind of pull on it, and kind of the whistle will kind of release some of the steam, which also then gives Jambel something fun to do with the audio. So
he likes it when we add
bizarre
things that you can make audio to.
Yeah. So then it all got cleaned up to this.
Is that the final? Yeah.
I think that was the final one. I moved these pipes around. I put a different meter on it because that was kind of, I don't know what that was. That was temp. So.
It's funny how modular a lot of this stuff is. You can just.
Since they're all separate pieces, you can kind of move them around. So there's the steam. Toot, toot. That's kidding. When I explain things, I'm always kind of like, give it a little
like an animator thing.
We speak in sound effects. So there was that. And then the creature trap really quickly.
I'm just going to answer. Morbid Dinosaur has had some good questions here. Do you guys ever get together and critique work not based on Oni, like your personal stuff? Not as often as I'd like to. We have we talk on Slack, and we have other channels for art-related things that we post, inspiration, other artist blogs, or just stuff that gets us excited. But it was started, I remember, as a way for us to show our own art off and get critiques, but no one ever did.
Show everybody else's.
So we should start that up a little bit more, because we work with all these great artists that I rarely get feedback for on my own stuff, obviously for work-related stuff, but maybe that will be the thing that drives us to do it more.
Ooh, good suggestion there.
Thank you.
Yeah, so this was kind of my thought process for the trap idea. So kind of set it, gets triggered.
So that thing's made out of plastic, right?
Yeah. So I wanted to make it clear as well so that you could see which creature was kind of trapped inside as well. So that was just kind of
nice.
Early on type stuff. So excellent. Those were the major things I worked on for this update. So what's our time?
Thanks, Erica. This is like show and tell.
You're welcome.
Who's ready to share?
So now you're going to do
we're going to switch spots, and then I'm going to do a drawing. And it's a draw along. We can all draw along.
Yeah.
So now's the time to grab your pens and paper.
Get all set up.
I wish I could sing a song about a draw along like May does, but I'm not as good at guitar or ukulele or anything like that. So we're just gonna step over.
There we go.
Cross the streams.
It was smoother than the last time where we were like.
All right. So Morbid Dinosaur. Those are good questions.
We should show each other our own personal artwork more. I do more craft type things.
Yeah.
Like, I'm working on my Halloween costume right now.
Watermelon says, how do you guys feel about Jambell being outsmarted by a slickster? Well, we feel so strongly about it that that is the topic of our draw along.
Yeah. I knew Watermelon was going to enjoy today's draw along.
Yeah, so Jan cut this clip that if you guys watched the stream, was it last?
It was
last week? Yeah. This happened. Can I just play it?
I think so.
Hey. Yeah, come on. Yeah, get in there. Couple more steps. Oh. You flew over!
They just don't listen.
What a tricky little guy.
So yeah, we thought it would be funny if we did a drawing of Jambell as a dupe in the game, setting a trap for a slickster, and the slickster, getting outsmarted. Slickster just
Jambell's
doesn't want
eternal
anything
embarrassment.
about it.
He'll never live that down.
So yeah.
Oh no. Oh yes.
This is set up already. Concept art. Look at that. A nice blank canvas.
Ready to go.
The most intimidating thing in art.
The only more intimidating thing is someone directly looking over your shoulder while you're doing it.
I like to do some squiggly lines. I gotta move this thing. That's what I gotta do.
Jambell feels personally attacked.
Sorry, I'm just.
Oh yeah, you're left-handed.
Yeah, I'm a lefty.
Whoa.
I gotta move everyone's settings. Okay, so I'm just gonna keep flipping back to this because I can get some reference. I guess I didn't show any concept art that I did. I animated the slickster. That's what I did for this one, and that was fun. I liked. It was like super simple face, and then just like a wavy skirt bottom. Let me get a good oh, that's a funny image of Jambell right there. Look at that.
I feel like the face it's making there is one of just like,
yeah. It's just like, oh.
I fooled you, Dev. You don't own me.
It's funny when I made that, for the sucking up, is it CO2? It kind of gets sucked into its skirt, but he's also got its mouth open, so I don't know. I was like,
maybe he's sucking it up through the skirt and exhaling outwards.
Something like that. Okay, I'll just dive into it and then we'll see what happens. But yeah, feel free to draw along or riff on it, make up your own thing, whatever you're comfortable with, and then post your results.
Slickster became a James Bond villain.
Maybe I'll go smaller at first here. Okay, we'll keep it rough. Sometimes you get a little too precious at the beginning. I was thinking he'd be on his knees.
Setting the trap.
And he's his arms are way out.
Why does your Photoshop look different than my Photoshop?
Oh. So many versions of Photoshop.
This one is CS3?
Yeah, we're rocking a pretty old version.
Yeah, you might have a newer version, MF99.
Or several people, every time someone streams on this computer, we change settings. Jesse, when he does his slick art stream, I know he's got his settings. But yeah, this is just an older version too, so I'm going to shrink this down a bit.
CC, that's why.
Let's push it down like that.
And we need room for that slickster to make his escape.
What's going on here? Enter. Photoshop. Oh, here we go. Oh, that's weird. Somebody help me. Okay.
Technical difficulty. I swear we know what we're doing.
Okay, we'll start with him setting the trap. So yeah, again, super rough. Don't worry about details. We'll get to those. I'll just double check. I just like looking at Jambel's face. Let's zoom in and enhance.
I think he was very excited about the
Yeah.
idea of catching that slickster.
Yeah.
Don't mind me, don't mind me.
Don't mind Jan.
A wild Jan appears.
Just my rule of thirds is
Yeah.
All right, Jambel has glasses, so we'll draw some glasses.
rule of thirds.
Oh, it's kind of like the Outbreak dupe,
Oh,
Liam.
yeah. Little Liam. What did everybody start nicknaming him? Goggles?
Goggles,
That was the name
yeah,
for a
yeah,
little
that's
while
right.
there.
And then Jambel is all joy, so we're gonna
Yeah.
raise up his eye like that.
Get the little cheek.
Yeah, a little cheek push like that. And then just like a big happy mouth because he's like, I'm gonna trap one of these slicksters.
Come here, little slickster. I feel like that's his general expression on a day-to-day.
Yeah,
Always happy.
this is a little bit crazy actually, so maybe that mouth, or maybe it's the eyes, I don't know. The crazy eyes.
Crazy.
Here, let's try something else. There we go, something like that.
Is Jam Dupe already in the game? He is when you go to the audio settings, I believe.
Yeah, a
and
little
turn
Easter
everything.
egg.
Yeah.
Except it's sad Jambel.
Yeah, if you turn the volume all the way down, you get a sad Jambo.
Yeah, so I'm gonna do, yeah, he's got headphones on, and I'm gonna do headphones on this one too, because that just seems like a Jambel thing. Okay, let's look at his hair. It's like a kind of like a messy but stylish mop of hair. It's like, ooh.
Creative genius.
Yeah,
there.
total creative genius hair. And then we got this headphone thing. Draw the other side. Sort of Jambel-like. All right.
Do either of you have a favorite piece of art in the game overall, not just each other's or one of your own?
Probably. I can't think of it right now, or else I'll stop drawing. But
I always like the original Mona Lisa painting.
oh yeah.
When I finally had an artist in the game that was good enough to paint one of those. Oh, the base looks so good. And even the chiseled thinker statue. I always like those.
Oh yeah, the thinkers. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I like that one too. That's funny. Let's just draw a fake world in here somewhere. There. Is that enough hint of a background?
Yeah.
More of a character guy.
Maybe background to somebody else.
Yeah. Here, I like making everything smaller too and then zooming in. Okay, and then what's this? I'll lose my layers because I don't name them. Name your layers. That's a good tip. Take the time.
Pro tip.
I'm not gonna do it, but do as I. How does the saying go? Do as I say.
Not as I do.
Oh, that's the worst phrase ever.
really
It's like,
is.
don't listen to that guy.
Yeah, like, don't do what I do.
Yeah,
Just
that's just someone who doesn't have an answer.
look how happy he is.
I know.
It's just
All right, let's draw a. So it's gonna be like whoosh, just totally like passing by.
yeah. It's like see you later, bye.
Yeah. Actually, I want it to be kind of like leaning back, like it's got its head out the window of a car or something.
got some wind action on
Yeah.
his face.
Yeah, and its ears are just like, it's just like,
It's like a NASCAR driver.
yeah. And it's just so carefree too. It's got like the closed eyes.
He doesn't even see that trap. He's just going about his business.
Yeah, his face is a little too far this way. I'll move it up.
Ooh, is there something that we've drawn, either a rough sketch that we're dying to see put into the game?
Yeah, probably quite a few.
Yeah, we do have a concept art folder. So if anybody comes up with random ideas, not necessarily for like the kind of things that we're working on at the moment, but just something in general, maybe to add later on, we kind of throw them into the concept art folder. So sometimes I'll just flip through there and take inspiration from some stuff that's already been done but isn't in the game yet. You can kind of see a few things that are in there. Like I think Jeff had done a drawing at one point of a giant brain in a jar, and I remember seeing that. And then when I had to do the neural vacillator, I remember seeing that giant brain in the jar, and then I had done a Google search for retro-futuristic type stuff, because we're kind of in that 60s, what is the future going to be like kind of style for the game. So a few other things like brains in certain jars with fluid and whatnot were popping up in there as well. So I remember taking a lot of reference from that and kind of drawing that in my artwork.
Yeah,
as well.
that's really good reference. Okay.
Where did those giant brains come from anyway? I think Chris came up with some good lore for that one and said it was a synthetic brain. So that's why it's kind of infused with special properties that can kind of give your dupes extra skills. So that was the thinking behind it. I like how I just wanted to draw a giant brain in a jar. I'm like, okay, you got to figure out how to make this make sense. I'm like, I'll just make the pictures.
All
So
right.
she did a good job with that.
Let's start. I like starting with faces. So let's just do this. What are we at? Oh, 4:15 already. All right. I'll keep it roughish. Always run out of time doing this fun stuff.
Oh, now I want glasses in the game.
I know.
That's something for us to want to add at some point.
Yeah.
Oh, I got some buddies coming into the chat now.
Oh.
Spamming some
Okay.
it clown faces in the chat. Happy Halloween, everybody.
There, he's got like some stylish glasses.
Nice.
Ding, ding, ding. Let's see, that's the edge of his face.
I think people are spamming the emotes because we're getting raided by my buddy Syncnew right now, so
Uh-oh.
that's why. He's also an artist here in Vancouver, and he's been streaming some of his work.
Whoa.
So it's pretty exciting stuff.
Does he work at one of the studios around here?
Um,
Or is he like a freelance?
he's definitely working somewhere. I don't know if he's ever mentioned the name of the company to me, but he works in Unity and also Unreal Engine. He's been creating his own worlds in Unreal based off of an old Minecraft server that he's been working on. So that's some good 3D stuff going on.
Nice. Jambel, I made your hair super messy, but I hope you like it.
It's creatively messy, though.
Yeah.
So
And
so
then,
good. Is Oni going to be at any cons anytime soon? We were just at PAX West last month. Yeah. So we were there. That was easy for us to get to because it was just down in Seattle. So we had 2 booths set up there. One for Hot Lava exclusively, and then we had Griftlands, Oni, and Don't Starve in our other booth as well. So that was pretty fun. That was 4 days, I think.
yeah, you were there,
Working
right?
booth, yeah.
I
Got to
wished I
meet-
could have made it, but I was not there this year.
We had a lot of people that were dressed up as different Klei characters from
Saw
other
that. That
games.
was awesome.
Yeah, that was pretty fun, meeting all those people. Someone make a hyperlooper teleporter or something from Los Angeles to Vancouver. Yeah. I wish it would be easier for us to get to the East Coast, but I don't even want to know setting up a booth and getting computers organized. And
Yeah.
It was hard enough just to organize everything for Seattle. Things were going missing and found at the last minute. We're not ignoring you, Watermelon. I'm just bad at reading and talking at the same time.
Oh, yeah.
And Alex is in the zone.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, as soon as I start this, all my words go out the window.
Watermelon is crying.
Much respect to Jesse for being able to carry on full conversations and
Yeah.
do this.
He can even do it blindfolded too.
That's right,
Like,
yeah.
wow, that is a whole other set of skills
Yeah.
right there.
Don't ask me where Jambel's left hand connects to. Just goes right into his head. Don't look at it too hard. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Forget about it.
Forget about it.
It's the style. I like that cop out. It's just the style. That's how it goes.
But will they fulfill my one request? What's your request, Watermelon? Type it again. Oh no, people are asking, where does his hand connect to?
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
See, you didn't notice it until I said something.
Yeah.
Just give him this nice. I don't know why I'm focusing on Jambel's luscious hair here. It's just want to
How
keep
can you
adding more
not
detail
focus
to it.
Ooh, someone said, oh, Watermelon wants aviators put on the Slickster because he's too cool.
Aviators.
Too cool to get trapped. Wow.
There you go. Nice hip glasses. Okay, so there's that. We'll do a quick. You know what? I'm not even gonna look at the trap. I'm just gonna wing it. This is what it looks like.
Yeah.
This is what it looks like.
That's what it looked like in 3D.
Wow. Yeah, laying down the lines.
Yeah. Looks good.
Yeah, right? That's a trap of some kind. Do a little bit of hatchy hatch.
Oh. When did we pull the trigger on making nubbins for the feet? Was that really early on in the development?
Like when we got rid of the feet?
Yeah.
Because they did have feet. Yeah, that was pretty early. I don't think anyone had seen any of the game, like at that point even. So yeah, it was a long time ago. I think I showed what the characters used to look like, and they actually looked a lot like Don't Starve, like more Don't Starve style. And at that point they had feet, yeah.
I kind of like the fact they don't have feet. That's.
Yeah.
I think they're cuter as a result.
You know what? I'm gonna make his tongue hanging out, because that's just. There we go.
Have we ever shown anybody the really early on concepts for the characters? Because I know they looked quite different.
Yeah, I think it's quite a while ago, but Kelly and I did. I think it was one of the first concept art sort of art streams we did. I'm pretty sure we showed there was even there were different species.
Yeah, they were more
And,
alien-like.
Yeah.
I think I remember watching that stream before I was
Oh,
working
okay.
here yet.
Yeah, that one went over well because that was the first time we started doing the animated GIF versions of things, and yeah, people like when things move.
I remember you showing off the microbe musher. With the mushroom.
Oh.
You're like,
Oh yeah. I learned on stream that I gravitate towards things that like poop. Figuratively mostly.
Yeah.
I don't think I've done an actual. I think Mike was the one that did the bathroom animation, so he can.
There's a theme to the
He can
game.
claim to that. He can claim that, yeah. But like I did the tall bird in Don't Starve that poops out an egg.
All the games that have anything getting
This
pooped out.
guy. Right around Don't Starve, I would have had like a 2-year-old. He was 2 at the time.
Your
And
whole
then
life
after
was-
that, like, yeah, when he turned 3, my second son was born, so it was like probably an extra poopy time in my
Yeah.
life.
Your world was very much revolved around.
Yeah.
Oh, Zedlord has many pictures from that stream. Ooh. Got people that have been watching for a while.
Nice. All right, I'm just gonna like hint at ground, and then you know, your imagination will have to add the rest in. Yeah. It can drop off here, just like the game.
Yeah.
Then we can add a square. Yeah, I kind of drew a square here. Look at that, staying on style. I kind of like, I've seen some fan art where they do this and like they actually show some of the dimension of like the blocks, which is kind of funny. This could even have like a bit of a top. Getting crazy, you guys.
Whoa. Yeah, I think MF has had a lot of like kind of slightly perspective-y drawings in the forum section.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I like
Those are
that.
always
I like people's interpretations of what
Yeah.
it's supposed to look like. What time? Okay, I got 8 minutes.
Yeah. Jen says you can take a little more time.
Can take a little more time. Do you guys want me to like? I can color it in, I suppose, real quick, or we can just keep it grayscale. What should I do here?
I think it's up to you.
The choice is mine.
So many choices. What are you gonna do? Name your
Nobody
layers.
knows.
Just kidding.
Nobody. Yeah, name your layers. God. Here, we'll keep it gray. How about that? And then, 'cause I don't want to waste the time on just picking colors. It's not super interesting, but I can at least
Do a little bit
just
of
do a
tone.
little bit of, yeah. Where are we here? God, see, I should have named my layers. I'm like, what is this? Okay,
Let's find out.
guess what? Never too late to start. Flats.
I think Jan has switched to speaking in binary code here.
Whoa.
Got a lot of 1s and 0s in chat.
This is where I do like really like kind of outmoded things like color under the lines. I should really just click and fill and not use the anti-aliasing like Jesse does. But
There's a
You
kind
can
of
see.
satisfaction you get out
there
of it.
is. It's like a coloring book.
Yeah.
There you
Just
go.
gotta stay in the line.
Only coloring book.
Yeah.
That should be a
Oh,
thing.
that would be cool.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if we sold that in the store?
Oh.
Just get
So
a
now
lot of,
everyone's gonna be like,
yeah.
where's the Oni?
Yeah. Now that I've said it out loud, everyone's gonna demand it. Corey's gonna come to me and be like,
He's gonna be like,
"Erica,
oh.
why? I can't help it. The ideas come. We were trying to brainstorm a lot of weird merch ideas yesterday. That
Just
Yeah.
for the record, anything we say on this stream might not actually
Yeah.
get made, so
Yeah.
don't get your hopes up. But
We had some good
always
ideas.
making cool stuff, yeah.
I think we mentioned. I don't even know if I should say it out loud because everybody's gonna want it after I say it.
Well, you can't not say it. No.
Yeah, but was it Jambel or was it you that said a Slickster umbrella. I think
Oh,
it was Jan, though.
yeah. I think it was.
Yeah.
I think it was him.
Can you imagine opening up an umbrella and it's a Slickster, a little purple Slickster? I think that would be
Get on it,
pretty cool.
Klei.
Yeah. Ooh, oxygen not included board game. Ooh.
Ooh, yeah.
That would be neat if you had like cards.
Would it be like one of those games like Axis and Allies that takes like 3 hours to set up?
I think it would take forever in a day.
And then you make like 3 turns, and then you're like, oh, let's just watch Netflix.
Yeah. I think the first time I played Oni, I sunk about 4 hours into it straight away. And it was only like very early on in the game as well. Oh my God, there's so much more to do though. I can't stop now, but it's 2 a.m. Oh, gotta go to bed.
Oh, it's funny.
Yeah, everybody wants a coloring book now.
There you go. There you go.
Said it.
Has to exist now.
Oh no.
What?
Michi's time zone, it almost is 2 a.m.
Whoa.
Ooh. Everybody's staying up late for us.
That's crazy. Thanks for staying up and watching this. I
Yeah.
get
It's
all
a bit of a
self-conscious when that's... Sorry, what were you going to say?
It's a bit of a shame that we can't really do like EU or Australia friendly kind of streams, but it would mean us coming in at like 2 a.m. our time and
Yeah.
streaming in a lonely studio. Hey everybody, here's my Red Bull and my coffee. I'm gonna stream at 2 a.m. and
Yeah.
go back home, take a nap, come in for work. But the
Alright.
VODs are always available, I think, so everybody can catch up no matter where they are.
Yeah.
Sorry, watermelon. No aviators for this Slickster. We can always add them later. We can put it on another layer and toggle it on and off.
Oh, you wanted aviators, right?
Mm.
Oh. Here, I'll tell you what. I'll take 1 minute just to put aviators on. I mean, you could add it to your draw along. So.
Yeah. I hope you're drawing along,
Yeah.
watermelon.
We'll even make them like gold.
Ooh.
Look at that. We are
One.
adding color.
Yeah. Look at that.
Actually, they're gonna be more like Walter White glasses. Gold.
Nice.
We'll add a highlight.
Look at that. See, watermelon.
There you
we
go.
love you.
How do we think of everyone? It's weird, but
Now I just want the CSI Miami theme song to be playing as it's flying overhead.
That's so funny.
Oh man, might have to animate that.
There
Oh,
goes
creepy.
another few hours.
Yep.
Yeah, at this point I'm just gonna put some shadows in here. Here, we can get rid of this layer.
What's something understood that it's not absolutely in the plans that you guys want to see happen in the game?
Say that again?
Something
Something that we'd like but isn't in the game? Is that?
Yeah, something that isn't necessarily on the horizon yet for the game that we want to see put in.
I don't know if we've got a bunch of ideas.
Yeah.
I don't want to promise anything just
Yeah.
yet, but
I think some of them are sort of slated to maybe get in at some point.
yeah.
And they might be nice kind of surprises, so I don't know if we should.
Surprise! Yeah.
Always coming up with stuff.
I'm trying to think of. Yeah, there's definitely long shot stuff that. Just trying to think. Yeah, I don't want to say too much.
Yeah.
You'll
Dating
find out.
simulator.
You'll find out.
Oh God, can you imagine?
So one thing we've been itching to put in more of is like duplicate interactions with each other. yeah, again, I can't overpromise or promise anything. At this point, we got to figure out how it works and how it balances with everything. But yeah, definitely them interacting with each other. More like rec activities to like calm stress, so that they're not just on that
Massage
table.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's stuff we have been thinking about, but nothing for sure. So, but yeah, that's like down the line.
Yeah.
Lots of cool things coming down the line.
Yeah,
I
one
might
more
just stop
person.
here. Oh, there's one thing I want to add, something pretty essential, really.
Oh,
The musical
music
notes.
notes. Yeah,
Music
yeah.
notes.
listening to some sweet
Pretty
brass.
much the most important part of the
Yeah.
and sound lines. And a smaller music note to go with the big one, and then an even smaller one on this side because perspective.
Dupe disco night with the light bugs.
There you go. I like the way you think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looking good.
Look at this. There you go.
An ode to
There you
jam
have
bell.
it. There you have it. I hope you guys drew some jam bells too. And
If you did, make sure you tweet them at us.
yeah, let's
At
just
Klei.
watch that clip again. That's so funny.
Or post them in the forum as well.
Hey. Yeah, come on. Yeah, get in there.
He's like, "You fool!" Is that what he said?
You fool!
That's so funny.
It's like its face, like, what are you gonna do?
If I'd have had more time, I'd have drawn Jarrett Dupe laughing. Oh,
Maybe we'll add that later.
there's not enough hours in the day, you guys. There's not enough hours in the day.
Shout out to Michi for clipping that from the stream. So.
Nice. That's awesome. And there you go. Some glasses on. Oh, it's still going. Sorry, guys.
Can't watch that enough.
I
It's
didn't
too
think
good.
I'd be able to do something in that time, but so that's good.
Pretty much ending
That's
right
good.
on time.
That's good. Yeah.
Slickster was Jarrett.
Yeah. That's funny. Yeah, so thanks for sticking around. Yeah, post those drawings on the forum or or Twitter, all those internet things.
Yeah.
And it's always fun to see people's different takes on it. I got to get back in that Dupe a Day.
Yeah, me too.
I was just gonna rename it, but I can't. Like it's too far gone.
Yeah.
But
Now it's like dupe a month, basically.
yeah, let's just
Too
say
busy.
at least one person posts in there a day.
Yeah.
That's Dupe a Day.
Yeah. I'm glad everybody else is kind of keeping it up.
Yeah. Mew the Mew.
Yeah.
Like yeah, all this, all you guys and gals are
Yeah.
great. So yeah, thanks a lot.
Hope you enjoyed the behind the scenes,
Yeah.
start to finish.
I for one enjoyed it.
It kind of gives people a nice like timeline of how long it actually does take us to kind of come up with an idea and then take it all the way to finish. Because very rarely will you draw something and implement it and that be the final kind of thing. Because there's
Yeah.
too much to think about and you don't know all the answers right at the
Yeah.
beginning. So you don't know how people are going to interact with it as well in the game. So when people don't understand something, you got to be like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Let's make that a little more clear.
Yeah. So yeah, that's good. That's really good. Thank you guys for watching. We'll be back at some point, right? I almost said that in an Arnold Schwarzenegger
We'll be
voice.
back.
We'll be back on the next art stream, or probably not the next art stream,
Yeah.
but yeah.
At some
Thank you guys. It's always fun. Yeah. We're gonna go back to work
Yeah.
and
We
make
got-
new things for Oni.
We got a lot more stuff
Yeah,
to do.
we got a lot of merch to brainstorm.
Yeah, I know. I was tweeting Corey so much yesterday. Like, hey, you know what we need now? He's like,
Yeah,
not these guys again. Those artists.
yeah. All right.
All right,
We're
guys.
leaving for real this time.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
See you guys. Thank you.
Now we go outro.
As soon as I find the mouse.
We'll get there.
It's my leftiness. You can blame my
There we go.
All right. See you guys
See you
next
later.
time.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.